Introduce yourself and you may proceed.
My name is Danny Bentley, District 98. And which one you want me to do first, Shelley? 5? Okay.
5.
I didn't get it in my packet. That's the latest. HCR 5 is a concurrent resolution calling for the expediting of research regarding the safety and efficacy of the use of marijuana for medical purposes. Of course, marijuana has been documented back 3,000 years. And our Constitution, in the first section, the Third Bill of Rights, asks for safety and happiness of our people in the Commonwealth. From that perspective, I'm asking for safety and efficacy on a chemical where a plant has 500 to 600 compounds in it and close to 600 related to THC. So safety and efficacy is my concern. During the history of the United States, the FDA has had several problems with sulfanilamide or thalidomide, where we learned that tragedies cause us to be retroactive, asking for safety and efficacy. The marijuana plant, as we'll call cannabis, has many strains, and it's often hard to guarantee the percentage of that plant. In other words, it's not your grandmother's marijuana. Back during Vietnam, I can remember people asking for Columbia Gold. Today, they ask for diesel, sour diesel. Big difference in percentage. So people are having different side effects. There has been a great change in that percentage and change. The pharmacokinetics, which is the administration, distribution, elimination, and metabolism of those chemicals, has been studied more since 1973. During the early 30s, we had Reefer Madness movies, still in black and white. You can watch it on YouTube. But since then, in 1973, we went from analog computers to computers that can measure nanograms. So now we talk about 5 nanograms per deciliter of THC in your blood, so it's become a lot more sophisticated. The problem we didn't have for more research in the United States was that the DEA classified it as Schedule 1. Schedule 1 would be the same as being classified as heroin. So there was very little research being done. As you know, most of you here, this is the 4th year I presented this resolution. It has been effective, even though we never passed it on to the Senate. Yale Med School, DEA approved them to do research on marijuana in November. And so this type of resolution is getting to Washington from different states. The whole plant is considered when you say the term medical marijuana. There is untoward side effects that people overlook sometimes. Using it during pregnancy, the IQ of a young person developing. You know, we put so much money into education. Why don't we prevent people from lowering their IQ on early development of the brain? Heart attacks, respiratory problems. Anytime you put smoke in the lungs, you're going to get COPD. I don't care what type of smoke it is. And the teens need to be educated more, and the development of schizophrenia and violence have been well documented. So in 2017, the FDA started looking at this really close, that there wasn't any research being done in the United States. In May 5/7/19 last year, 30 members of Congress urged that there be more research on pain and PTSD, and there is more research going to be done. At Berkeley, they're getting their marijuana from Canada, where it's legalized, but there is more being done. And then we have defined marijuana use disorder more, and I could go into the receptor parts of the brain, but most people have heard this before, or the cannabis hyperemesis syndrome, where the receptor sites get full and they scream and vomit at the same time. Those people were put in hot showers at first, and then they were using hot pepper cream on them, and now they have some little bit better techniques to bring them back. But after they came off the marijuana and came back, if they smoked, they went right back into the syndrome. It's well documented, not at Mount Sinai, but at Cedar-Sinai in Hollywood, California. So we're asking more clinical trials, and this type of resolution will have more people like Yale Med School doing studies on marijuana. So with that, Chair Lady, I ask for the passage of House Concurrent Resolution 5.
Motion on the resolution.
Second.
We do have some who wants to speak in in favor of the bill from the public. So, Mr. Cole? Do I need to give him the script? And
You need me to, you want me to?
No, you're fine. Mr. Cole, if you could raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
You may proceed.
Thank you. I'm Gene Cole with the Kentucky League on Alcohol and Gambling Problems and the Kentucky Ethics League. And I couldn't say any more than what Representative Bentley's already said. All the points he have hit on are the important things that need to be considered. And I would urge you to pass this. I just wish we could add a little more teeth to it by putting like a phrase like, and declaring an emergency in the title. Because all across the U.S. there's all sorts of marijuana issues going on. You see stuff every day, and it's becoming a problem. And we really need to encourage and put fire to Washington to get moving on this type of legislation. And I might be overstepping out of bounds here, but with the past, like I said, I encourage you to vote yes on this resolution. But at the same time, we have two bills pending in our legislature here dealing with medical marijuana or recreational use marijuana. And I would encourage people to vote no on those two bills.
Thank you, Mr. Cole. Any questions from the members for Representative Bentley or Mr. Cole? Representative Raymond?
Representative Bentley, if the legislature was to pass the HCR 5 and in the same session pass House Bill 136, the medicinal marijuana bill, how would this resolution affect that bill?
This is a resolution, it doesn't become law. It'll be sent to the FDA and the National Institute of Drug Abuse, and they'll determine what effect it will cause. It doesn't have any effect on our state law. This is a concurrent resolution asking them to do more research.
Yeah, and I just want to make a motion.
Representative Goforth?
I'm very supportive of this resolution and have been in the past, and I just urge everybody here to vote in favor of passing it, and I make a motion to pass this resolution.
We have both motions. I do have a question, Representative Bentley. I just want to know from your experience, why do you think the FDA hasn't done their job?
Well, because of Schedule 1. It has an international treaty on it also.
But why aren't they changing it?
Well, that's what we're doing here. Like I say, Yale got that in November of this year to do research on it. So that's a big step forward, you know. So if we can prove safety and efficacy, it's sold in every pharmacy in the United States. I'm not against the drug. I'm for the safety of the people of the Commonwealth by the first section of the Constitution we took oath to.
Thank you. Madam Secretary, take the roll.
Representative Bentley?
Yes?
Representative Bojanowski?
No.
Representative Bowling? Yes. Representative Brown?
Yes.
Representative Birch? Representative Elliott?
Yes.
Representative Frazier?
Yes.
Representative Goforth?
Yes.
Representative Lewis?
Yes.
Representative Marzian? Representative Givens-Prunty?
Yes.
Representative Raymond? Representative Riley?
I think it's way past time for the federal government to step the plate and take all this pressure off people in state government and give some evidence on exactly the effects of this drug. So I vote yes.
Representative Sheldon?
Yes.
Representative Stevenson? Representative Tate? Yes. Representative Weber? Yes. Representative Wilner?
Yes.
Chairwoman Mosier?
The motion passes out with favorable expression.